generation of musicians. What do you think about them and the direction that they're going, or the direction that they're taking the music business as a whole? What do you think? What's your take on it?
That's my interview, right?
Spit it out, man.
I think it's great. Like, so let's take YouTube. I think it's great that people are getting that kind of exposure, because you couldn't get that back in the day, right?
Yeah.
Nobody was going to get you that kind of, back in the day, you worked your ass off to get that kind of exposure. There was no YouTube, and you couldn't, you know what I'm saying? It was a totally different thing. I have mixed feelings about it. I'm happy for the people that are doing it, but I think they're in for a rude awakening when it's all said and done, because
what's that?
they're not really serving the art form. I'll give you a small example.
Okay.
I was at the NAMM show 2 years ago. I was at a booth, and someone introduced me as the longest running U.S. endorser, blah, 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 to this girl that I didn't recognize.
Okay.
And I guess she was a big YouTube drummer. I don't know, right? So my guy introduced, this is Joe Morris, blah, blah, blah. I said, hi, it's nice to meet you. What do you do? And she said, I play drums too, and I have 1 million hits on YouTube. I said, so does Barney the dancing fucking dog. What do you do?
Yeah.
What are you doing for the art form? What albums have you played on? What tours what band are you in? If you just sit at home and make YouTube videos and play over Tool songs and, play over cover songs and have fans blowing and all this, I mean, yeah, I'm not down with that, because and those people will get endorsements like you wouldn't believe. If you get 1 million hits on YouTube, of course, as a business, and all the kids are watching you, so of course, as a business, the endorsement companies want to get those people on their rosters, right? That's going to sell product for them. I got no problem with that. That's a great business move. But my 70 records that I played on and everything I did means shit.
Yeah.
Because somebody got 1 million hits on YouTube.
So YouTube has changed the game in terms of how the music business is.
Totally. And the drumming thing, as my good friend Ted Belladin said.
Ted Belladin.
One of the best musicians I know, and yourself, I showed him a video of a guy playing on one of my endorsement company rosters. It's funny, people don't show this stuff to other musicians. I hang with other musicians, not just drummers. So I show him this clip, and he looks at me and he goes, so, when did it become stylish to shit all over the melody?
Yeah.
I'm looking at him like, so half the stuff these guys play is the reason I get called. You know what I mean? So they'll take all this stuff, they basically turn the song into an ostinato.
Okay.
All the stuff they learned in clinic, they're not serving the music at times. And then there are other cats out there that are killing it and doing it well. I'm all for the new generation of drummers.
Yeah.
But I'm also, a lot of kids these days, they'll get loops, they get the software, they put the stuff together. Hey, I'm a DJ.
Yeah.
And you know what? So are 1 million other kids. They want to be DJs. And then it's going to be rough. It's hard to get music out there. I'm glad I wouldn't even know where to start right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you were trying to get a budding music career going as a musician, I think you should probably really have it together before you gave it a shot.
Yeah.
But I think and at the end of saying all that, I think if you want something bad enough and you put the work into it and you give it your heart and soul, and that's what I think you'll be successful.
That's beautiful, man. Check this out. Having said all that, I want you to give me the cold, hard truth with all the adjectives and the expletives. This is your interview, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe Moore. I want you to give me the cold, hard truth about what it's like to be a professional sideman. You want to take another sip of?
No.
Okay.
At times, it's the greatest job in the world.
All right.
And at times, it's one of the loneliest gigs you'll ever have. And if you're expecting a lot of accolades, man, you picked the wrong line of work.
Yeah.
You're a sideman, so you're there. Let's put it this way. I've played for Esteban for 28 years. Well, we're doing a concert this Sunday. If I don't do the concert this Sunday, how many tickets you think are gonna get turned in? Because I ain't gonna be there. Yeah. 0. So you have to remember, where you're at. It's a great life, man. I mean, I look at it this way: if you're playing music for a living, no matter what, if you're playing music for a living, you're blessed. So I feel blessed, but at times, you've done it. You're on your own, man. It's Christmas Eve and you're sitting at a restaurant at a hotel eating dinner by yourself, while your family's eating at home. I mean, that's not fun. Some of it's not that much fun, but I always tried to make it fun. Yeah. Right. Even on the road with me, I always tried to have a good time no matter what. But at times, I mean, yeah, it's a lonely gig sometimes, but I wouldn't trade it in for anything, man. Yeah. And I've had a lot of fun.
Cool. I get that loneliness thing firsthand, man. I get that because my last big tour with Tower Power, I was on a tour bus from Seattle to Miami by myself. Whew. And every 150 miles, the bus broke down. And you hear this guy out there in the back of the, with the doors open in the back of the bus going, ding, 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 ding. It was a B.B. King tour, man. Oh, B.B. King tour. It was B.B. King, Tower Power, Kenny Wayne Shepherd, and a group called Indigenous.
Wow.
And that's when I decided to go back to seminary and finish up my degree, dude. I said, no, man, it's not all it's cracked up to be, bro.
I tell anybody that hour and a half on stage is amazing.
Yeah.
You can't explain it to anybody. And sometimes it runs smooth, right? Catering's great. You got picked up. Everything's great. The hotel, you got to take a shower. You hit the stage and it's great. And other days it's not that great because shit can go wrong. I spent a week in a Denny's parking lot in a bus. In South Dakota.
Really?
Yeah.
Man.
We ate there, used their bathroom, and slept in the bus till the parts for the bus came, and it took 6 days.
Is that right?
I ate at Denny's, slept at Denny's. I took a shit at Denny's. People are coming in the morning. I'm in my pajamas brushing my teeth.
Man, you ever been to Billings, Montana?
I think so.
I spent 2 days in Billings, Montana looking at a herd of buffalo, dude, on a Tower Power gig. I kid you not, So I get all that, man.
It's amazing, though, the things, I did Department of Defense tours. Oh, so wow. I went to a place once. I didn't even know it was called Johnson Atoll. I went there for New Year's. And when we got off the plane, this cat comes up to me and goes, all right, sir, just come this way. You'll have to take your gas mask test. I said, gas mask test? He's like, you have to watch the video so you know how to get your rig on in case anything goes wrong with the biological weapons. I said, what the fuck are you talking about? Nobody told me shit. I was told that we were going to play a New Year's Eve gig at this Highland place. It's going to be great. This guy saying, hey, you got to get tested for your gas mask. I said, holy shit. Yeah. What do I need a gas mask for? Then they put us up in the old Valdez oil workers thing. And I had a gas mask. It was a place where they kept the biological weapons. So if the shit went down, you had to know how to use that gas mask. Nothing went wrong. I played golf that week, had my own, got snorkeling. It was great. I played Iraq, Iran, Bahrain. Wow. I went to the United Arab Emirates. I went all in it. I got in a C-141 and a guy gave me a fucking parachute. You want to hear some stories? He gave me a parachute and he looked at me like this and said, ain't gonna be no peanuts on this plane. I said, oh shit. There was a motorcycle troop behind me riding motorcycles in the plane while it was flying. And these other cats from LA were in some other band sitting there and I recognized the one guy and started talking to him and they were pissed. We were going to Guantanamo Bay.
Is that right?
To do a concert at Guantanamo Bay.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we got out of there quick. And they were going to keep us there for a week because they couldn't get a plane to get us out of there. So after the gig, the next day said, we're not going to be able to get you out of here.
Wow.
you're going to have to stay here a week till we get another plane in. He said, but the government will reimburse you how much money you make. So he went to the first guy was like the bass player. Was like, so how much money would you lose a day, son? And he said like $250. And then they went down to whoever, one of the horn players, and how much you going to lose? He said, well, about $250. And I'm catching on, right? Mm-hmm. So they hit the other guys. How much you going to lose? About $300. The guy got them out of me. He said, how much you going to lose? I said, $3,000 a day. They had my ass out of there that night. So man,
yeah, I heard that.
It's some of it's fun, but back then I was younger, so
yeah.
But it was brutal. It can be brutal. Mm-hmm. The traveling can be brutal. Yeah. After 9/11, it got brutal.
You
try going to that. My wife didn't believe me. I got TSA pre-check now because I fly so much. Yeah. So when we go on vacation, when we go to Maui all the time because we're getting old. She saw me get pulled out of TSA. I got pulled out of the TSA pre-check with my sweet wife for an electronics check, the guy said. I said, told you. Try going through there with a stick bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. So traveling's not like it used to be, right?
Yeah, you're right.
It is what it is, though.
Yes, sir. Those are the weird things that you know can happen on the road.
Sure.
What's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you, or you ever recorded, or you ever done in a studio setting?
God, and in this studio we're in, you know what, bro? I bet you I cut at least 3,000 tracks.
Really?
Yep. Easy. Wow. I lived in here for a long time. Anyway.
That's a lot of tracks, man. That's a lot of recording.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations, bro.
Well, once, I'm sure you got yours, but once I had to do a session for a singing parakeet. Oh yeah, I had to I had to play, tracked regular headphones and everything while the bird sang. And when the track was over, you had to give the bird accolades, or the lady said the bird will get depressed and it won't sing anymore.
Wait a minute, it's a real bird? It's not like a metaphor or nothing like that?
No, man.
It's a real
bird.
A real bird.
On the perch, mic'd up.
Really?
Yeah, singing. And I mean, I can't. Like some Michael Jackson shit or something. I got hired to do it. They didn't tell me when I got there. It's like, listen, this lady's looking at me dead in the face, serious. It's all hell. I'm trying to be professional, right? Yeah. Now, when you get done, you got to come out and tell Molly she did a good job, or she's going to get depressed, or we're not going to get the harmonies or another take. You guys have to keep the bird positive.
Are you serious?
I swear to God, after every take, that's how I said, good job. Good job. Good job.
What?
Good job.
Yeah, man.
And the other one I'll tell you about is something that there's two witnesses in here that happened. I don't even know why I'm doing the interview, because behind the camera I got the assistant engineer of the Supertramp record, Breakfast in America, Jeff Harris. I got Pete Bish back there. I got the best trumpet player in the world, so I have no idea why I'm getting interviewed. It's probably for stories like this. So, we're doing a double record. Right?
Yeah.
Been in the studio 20 hours trying to knock out a double record for an artist. I'm in a room alone. He can not see me. I can see them through a closed circuit TV.
Yeah.
We're trying to knock this stuff out fast. We get to like a thing where there's just, I'm sorry, kids, but this has to be told. Because not too many drummers have done this, I guarantee you that.
I guarantee you that, yeah.
Anyway, I got to hear something very particular about just the 1 and 3. I gave him his stick, a mallet, a brush, a fan, everything I had in my bag. A bass drum beater with a sock on it. Nope, that's not. Just a 1 and 3 on the floor tone. Like, that's not it. So I'm frustrated, right? So I just stand up, man, unzip my pants, and I flop my shit on the floor tone. He says, that's it. I said, oh, no. So these guys are losing it. The keyboard player and the bass player shut off the lights, man, if you're going to do it that way. So that's it. Let's hit it. We've been here forever. Want to get this done. I said, okay.
Oh,
so
man.
Those are decently long songs. Halfway through the song, I'm rocking, right? Yeah, my shit looked like a 2B. So we get done. Jeff was the engineer. It's like, yeah, the waveform got bigger as the song went along. So, yes, I have used my manhood on a track that's on a record out there that people listen to.
I was there, wasn't I?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You were there.
I was there.
So
and it wasn't just dum, 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 dum. It's more like boom, boom. The red clipping light came on, bro.
I do what I got to do to get the job done. So I can say to anyone that didn't know about that, no one knew about that.
You're famous.
Well,
man, that's cool.
It happened. I mean, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, right, bro?
Yeah, well, my wife always tells me, if you're going to tell a story, it's got to be factually and historically correct. And this was true. It was correct, man. It's good. Joe, what have you done, man, that you're the most proud of?
Got my kids through college.
See,
you used to tell me about that. Remember, we would be on the road, and I would be like, "This is costing me a fortune," and you used to be like, "Best money you'll ever spend." That's all you used to tell me. And and with my wife, I did not do this by myself. The missus had everything to do with it, but getting the 3 kids through college, that was huge. That's my greatest achievement by far.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get it, man. I get that.
Keeping my wife married to me for 33 years is a great achievement.
Same here.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. She's amazing. I wouldn't be here without them, without any of them. That's what motivated me. Yeah. You know, when your kids are young and your wife is pregnant and got relatives come to you, what are you going to do now?
Yeah.
You're going to get out of this music business and get a job. You got a baby on the way. I'm like this. Fuck you. I got a tour on the way. I'm going to work harder. And I wanted to make sure that they didn't want and everything was going to be okay. They were my motivation to do good.
Good.
And that and the support of my wife, for sure.
That's wonderful, man. You're right. We used to talk, man.
All the time.
Like, late at night after gigs, after
all the
Home
time.
Shopping Network and all that stuff. And it would be about kids, it wouldn't be about drums and music and swinging and all this stuff and being funky. It'd be about family, man.
Always.
And I can tell everybody watching this firsthand that Joe Morris is a family man. He's one of the greatest drummers on earth. And at the same time, he loves his family, he loves his wife and his kids. I still have footage at home. If I ever, get up off my rear end and find it, I'll get it to you someday. Right after we played the World Series and we played at Mikey's St. Simon and Jude.
You came to Katie's class.
Was it Katie's class?
Yes.
Well, Mikey was there too.
All my kids went to that school.
Man, look here. And I thought about that when we were talking about how expensive private school was, I thought about that, and I was like, Joe, man, trust me on my life, man.
All the
time.
time.
The best money you
That's
ever.
all you ever said. And then he came to my kids' school after playing trumpet at the World Series and played what? God bless him. My daughter asked me to bring him. She was like in 4th grade.
Yeah.
I think my son was even younger.
He was younger, yeah.
And Hannah was a little bit older. So you came to St. Simon and played for the kids like 2 days after the World Series.
Yeah.
The kids were thrilled, but then you gave me up. Gave me up. I was a drug dealer before that.
You gotta tell about that, man, before we go, bro.
He came to the school, played the thing, gave me this big announcement, told everyone who I was. Before he had come to the school, security would stop me every day. And I figured, can I help you, sir? No, man. I just had to pick up the kids. They looked at me like, there's no way your kids go to school here. I'm like, yeah, my kids go to school here. You sure, sir?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So he comes and plays the next day, an ice cream sandwich.
Yeah.
It was amazing. He let the cat out of the bag. And on top of that, they found out I was a professional drummer. And I had to play the Christmas pageant for 20 years. I text him every Christmas. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Now, he wasn't nice about it, though.
We got rehearsal on Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh, man. That was just fun.
But you know what? All kidding aside, I loved playing that Christmas pageant.
Yeah.
I loved being in church. I loved playing it. I loved watching my kids in it. I loved the people there. And I enjoyed as much as I might have bitched.
Yeah.
I looked at like my penance from God. Like this is anything I did bad, you help me out tonight, okay?
Yeah.
I'm here for free.
Mm-hmm.
But I did. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed it.
Who was the nun?
Sister Rayfield. Do not mess with Sister Rayfield. I was on her good side. She loved me. She was a nice lady, man.
every year I get this phone call. Jesse, you mother.
Because she would not let me. Every year she'd call. You did the Christmas pageant? Yes, ma'am. Because then the bishop would show up.
Really?
Yeah, he was cool too. It was fun. It was okay.
They loved Joe Morris out there.
They did. They loved it. It was
really
good.
did, man. That's cool.
It was.
That's very cool.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I did.
Joe, what's next, man?
Well, like I told you, the kids graduated from college, so my wife decided we're going to go to Maui for every 6 months. So every 6 months, I go to Maui. We have a place there. We love going there. I like hanging out there. So I've learned how to take vacations, and I really look forward to them. I think this time will be our 4th or 5th time that we're going to go. So I really like that. I'm going to keep doing sessions. I'm going to still work at the conservatory, pass on some of my knowledge to the kids. I'm older, so I'm easy, and I'm pretty easy going. I'm definitely going to do that. I'm going to keep playing with Esteban until he decides that he's not going to play anymore. He's not a young spring chicken anymore either, but he keeps playing, so as long as he keeps playing, I'll be playing with him. So I'm definitely going to do that. I keep trying to slow down, but people keep calling. So it's hard not to keep working because for me, once I start saying no, I mean, if you say no, it's like, hey, Joe, we got a gig in Austin, Texas this Thursday. Do you want to do it? And I just go, no. And there's like no emergency or no reason. I mean, if you say no in my business, man, I mean, it's no. I'll end my own career, and I'm not ready to do that. So I basically still have the same schedule that I had when I was 20 years old. I still work all the time. It's a little bit slower, but not much. So I'm going to keep playing, that's for sure. But I really enjoy my vacations to Maui, and I'm hoping that someday I'll be there with my feet up going, yeah, it was good. The only other thing I could say is I'm looking forward to some normalcy in my life. Because, like, through your whole career when you're young, you want everybody to know who you are, and exposure. I mean, I can't. Now I'll punch you in the fucking head if you tell me the gig. You know, it's really good exposure. I don't need exposure, but when I was younger, I did. And so it's just crazy. I don't want to have to learn 20 songs in a week. I don't want to have to get to the airport and catch my flight and make it to sound check and make sure my hotel's cool and then get back and make it to conservatory for my clinic the next day. I don't want to have to be anywhere at a specific time. I don't want to have to be. I just want that. To me is normalcy. That's what, like walking my dog is taking my 90-pound big furry Athena the Akita to the park in the morning is like the most joyful time for me. Hanging out at the pool, barbecuing some chicken at the house, having a beer, taking my wife to dinner, washing the car, just having stuff around the house to do. It's amazing because when I was young, like I said, I wanted everyone to know who I was, but now I could just really go for that normalcy, man. I am so cool with just going to Maui and hanging out with my wife. I like hanging out with my kids. And I just want to walk my dog and like do normal shit, not have to be like pressured all the time. Because after you get where I'm at, I mean, people expect me to be good. I never show up unprepared. I still practice like crazy. At lunch, when everybody goes to lunch at the conservatory, I practice. So it's hard to break away, like I said, but I'm really starting to enjoy the whole normalcy thing in my old age and always my trips to Maui, hoping to have a Maui license soon. I'm really interested in doing some public speaking. I know it sounds funny, right? I'd love to go around the country, and instead of doing drum clinics, I'd like to like talk to musicians, give them the ins and outs of the business, and like a survival kit for drummers to make it through the music business. But I doubt that's going to happen. But it would be cool if it did happen. I'd be into doing public speaking. You'd have to have like a parental warning, and kids probably shouldn't come, but I would definitely be into that. I've always wanted to do that, but like I said, I fucking doubt that's going to happen.
All right, a couple of quick fire questions. Anything ever happened to you on the road that scared the living crap out of you?
Scared me?
Yeah.
Being on the road with guys that I knew didn't like me scared me.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not used to people not liking me. It's only happened to me once.
Really?
I didn't like that at all. I don't like being out. I don't like playing music with people that,
Yeah.
if you don't feel that love, because the bonds you get when you play music's unbelievable. And look at us after all these years, and other friends too, right? That scares me. I don't like being on the road with people that I don't think like me. As far as an event, one time I was in a bus, but I wasn't scared because everyone was tired, so they made me drive the bus. Well, I got tired of driving the bus, so we were going about 85 down the freeway, and I said, you know what? I'm not driving this bus anymore, and I just got up.
Wait, stop. You
That scared the shit out of everybody. I wasn't scared. I was pissed.
You got up out of the driver's seat while the bus was going down the road. 85.
Fuck it. I saw this guy flying from the end of that bus. He's shooting like Superman.
Dude, that would have been the last day that would have been my last gig with that band. No, no.
He grabbed the wheel. We were fine. Maybe a little dirt, no problem.
Man, that's cool. All right, Joe. Man, this has been fun. I got one more thing to ask you, bro. All right.
Okay.
What makes Joe Morris cry?
Well, we're at that age, man, where I have friends that have passed away, even good friends that have passed away recently, and that makes me cry. I learned that I can't do funerals because it takes me right back to when my family passed away. And I just can't do it, man. I can't go to funerals. I don't tell the story much, but I lost my whole family pretty much in 2 years. Mom, my dad died when I was really young. I lost my mom. My grandparents passed away shortly after that. Actually, my grandfather came to Phoenix to visit me and for all intents reasons passed away at my house. So, those things definitely, I can't do it. It takes me right back, to be totally honest with you. I went to a friend's funeral recently and I was a mess, so I know I can't do it. So that definitely makes me cry. The only other thing that would, brings tears to my eyes sometimes is that my mom didn't live enough to see all my successes. She didn't get to meet my wife. She didn't get to see her grandkids. She didn't get to meet my family. She didn't get to see my career grow into what it was and what it turned out to be. I think she'd be really proud, but she didn't get to see any of it, which, really makes me sad. But I know she looks down, and I know she's proud. Other than that, man, I don't have a whole lot to cry about.
Let me clarify that. In terms of good things where when you think back on them, man, you just get overwhelmed, man.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah.
Oh, I can still see Kate hitting a softball at a softball game.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
And I bet her $5 because I wanted her to get a hit. And I remember me calling her safe at first, but she was out. But I walked down to the first plate umpire, and told him I'd kick his ass if he didn't call her safe. So he called her safe, and then she ran the rest of the way. And while she was running down home plate, I'll never forget that little bowl haircut and that helmet bouncing off. And she looked at me and she goes, "You owe me $5." I remember that. I remember Hannah's first hit in softball. I remember tons of my son's wrestling matches. I remember my oldest daughter's wedding. That made me cry. I cried like a baby that day. I was probably dehydrated. I cried so much when Hannah got married. That was hard. It was joyful, but it was hard.
yeah.
That kind of stuff makes me cry. And I'm telling you, if you're watching a movie and the dog's dying, I'm gonna cry. The uncles could die, but that's not the dog. But anything to do with the family, music has made me cry.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure, didn't you ever get hit by a song and it just brings
yeah.
tears to your face?
We played, where's that big casino in Connecticut?
Oh, Mohegan Sun.
Is it Mohegan Sun?
Yeah, where we'd sit down for 5 nights and play the theater back in the day.
Yeah, was that
And
it?
you used to come to
was it-
sound check in your
what's
pajamas.
Foxwoods? I'm getting old.
No, Foxwoods was a casino down from that.
Okay.
Same area. I think within
Did we ever play at Foxwoods?
No, we played Mohegan Sun all the
Then
time.
it was with Tower of Power. We did a gig with Tower of Power, man, at the Mohegan Sun, and then woke up the next morning, everybody's getting on the bus, and I walked like 20 feet away from the bus and turned around and looked at it, and I just broke down and cried because back then, before all the drama started
Sure.
in the band when I was with them, it seemed like everybody was tight, man, and there was a love that everybody had, for each other. And you could hear it translate over into the music.
Absolutely.
But then the politics and stuff started, man, and that did something to the sound of the band.
Of course it did.
Something to the vibe, did something to the travel going down the road and stuff. I remember we used to be in the back of the bus in the lounge part of, 40-foot Prevost, going down the road, man, just talking about, family and kids and God and all kinds of things, man. I would just, get in the bunk and cry, man, because I was just so happy to be a part of something, that big.
It's
and
great.
that was way bigger than I could ever be, Same thing with Esteban, man. You sit there and you hear him go, and you go, good God, how in the world does he does that?
Yeah.
Does he do that? And the whole persona and the whole mysterious look with the dark glasses and the hat and everything, and just the way he played it was just amazing.
And the thing we didn't even say about that gig is there's no book on that gig.
That's true. That's absolutely true.
There is no book on that gig. So if you
Absolutely
come,
true.
everybody would always think, oh, they probably play what they play on the Home Shopping Network. Oh, no. No, he had fireworks coming out of his trumpet. If you get on that gig, there's no book. You better be able to follow.
Yeah.
And when he points at you, you better bring it or you're done.
And I will tell you this too before we close. There is no man that I've ever played with who can keep a band and the sound of a band together like Joe Morris did on that Esteban gig. If there was a train wreck to be had, it didn't happen on Esteban's gig. If it was getting ready to come off the rails, he put it back on track with all speed. And that's what makes you great, man. You're a professional cat. You're a family man. You are one heck of a musician. And you are one of the greatest drummers I've ever played with. And I've played with some great ones. I played with Herlin Riley from Ahmad Jamal and Wynton Marsalis's band. I played with a couple of dudes from James Brown's band. He used to get on stage with 2 drummers.
Yeah, Clyde and Jabo.
At the same time, David Garibaldi.
Right.
He's a great drummer, but you can, in my humble estimation, you can hit a button on the drum machine and make it sound like David Garibaldi. Now, yes, I said it. Joe Morris.
One of my heroes.
But Joe Morris, and this is the difference from my perspective. Joe Morris, you can't hit a button on a machine and sound like Joe because Joe plays with heart. If you can understand that, then you can understand why I talk about Joe the way I do, and I have such esteem for Joe. There are drummers, then there are the gods of the drum set. That's one right there. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Morris, man, thank you for your time.
Thank you, man. Thank you for coming,
man.
bro. I appreciate you.
Yeah, hey,
It's
man,
good. I wouldn't have did it without you.
we there, man.
I appreciate
Thanks,
you stopping
everybody.
by. Yeah, thank
Joe
you.
Morris, yes.
Thanks
What
for
a
listening.
great
Thanks,
time we
guys.
had.
Peace. Cut. Great. I have no idea what the fuck to do. I don't even, why the fuck are we doing this? So I was supposed to, why are you hesitant about doing the interview? Because I fucking don't want to. That's why. Who the fuck is that? Why is it so fucking cold in here? Cut. All right, I think that's. Oh, I got another one. You still rolling?
Yeah.
No, I don't think this will make a difference. Sounds great to me. I hope everybody enjoys it while I fuck my chair in the interview. Cut. Here we go. Oh, and I forgot to tell everybody about the time when I practiced in Philadelphia, I used a fucking football baseball, a heater. You know those sideline fucking heaters? Like the ones that heat up the football players, like it would make the room like 100 degrees inside like a fucking engine was taking off. That's what I used to keep myself warm while I practiced for 3 hours before the band got there. That's right. So there. And there was another tidbit. I did change my earrings in the middle of the interview, and I'm not wearing pants. Are we still rolling?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.